Oh my gosh, guys, we're using a digital camera? What the fuck? I'm not supposed to use this. Okay, hold on a minute, I'm not far back enough. We have this 1985 Panasonic Omnimovie, aka the PV200, but no one calls it that, unless you're a nerd. But I want to go over this camera because it's actually a really cool camera, and I think it's one of the better 85 Omnimovies out there. Oh, and I do have another VHS camera that I recently got that does work, but I don't have a battery for it yet. So I gotta go and get a battery and then I'll make a video about it. But for now, we're gonna go over this. I think I'll start off, let's just look at the outside. That is a pretty camera. I love the... Panasonic has this like very particular look that other companies don't really have. I think RCA, it's like, oh, it's black and red, but Panasonic, it's orange, it's silver, and it's black, and then there's white in the mix. And it looks really sleek. I have to do some paint touch-ups because there are some scuffs. I bought this thing on eBay for like 60 bucks. You think it was gonna be perfect? It did not work when I got it. I had to do some minor repairs, like a capacitor or two had to be taken out and put back in. And then the fuse was blown. I don't know how the hell the fuse blew, but someone who had it before me blew the fuse. The features that we got. Ta-ta-ta! We have a black light, some zoom. It is the worst zoom ever, but it is a zoom. And it is optical, so that's good. And don't worry, the auto zoom's not the only thing. You could manually do it. You could go macro mode. You press this button and pull down. And that's for like taking real close-ups, which it is surprisingly good at. A Nuvicon 2 lens, which almost always, when you buy them, they are not the same. They never look the same as how they did when they were new. And a lot of people are like, well, the tube's going out. It's like, well, yeah, but it's not gonna go out any further. For the actual camera's controls on video, you could change alt from red to blue with this little color slider wheel. I usually like being on blue. It just looks better than having rosy red. Then you got the setting for whether you're inside with lighting or without lighting. I like leaving it on that little lighting mode there because it makes the colors more rich, but it does amplify those reds, so that's why you want to set it to blue more often. White balance, well, leave it on fixed. Do not do auto. This thing can't comprehend white in a shot. If you go outside and it's cloudy, it'll just start like blinding you. It'll be like, ah, and it'll hurt your eyes. So do not try and not have it on auto white balance. If you're filming indoors, it's probably okay though. Push to focus, good for when you have the autofocus. If you're not moving the camera around a lot, do manual. It'll help you out a lot with still shots. And then our viewfinder, which is a black and white viewfinder. And the Omnimovie kind of has a reputation for being, how do I say it, like invincible. I've seen these things that look like total scrap and people are still using them and they work just fine. It's a durable camera. And it is, and one thing, it is the very first, technically not, but one of the first consumer full-sized VHS camcorders. And I say consumer, and no one else says this, is because technically the Panasonic M1 is the, I sound like a fucking nerd, the Panasonic M1 camcorder is the first full-size VHS camera. But you've never seen it because it looks like an Omnimovie, except it's not silver, and it's kind of like the beta version for the Omnimovie, and they really only disperse them to companies and whatever making, what do you call them? Like PSA videos. So we're actually gonna plug this in because this works, and we have here a TV, which we are going to show you the camera's performance. Alright, so we are going to do the video test now to show you just how good or bad this camera is. And what you're seeing right now is through the eyes of the Omnimovie. So our zoom's pretty good. It does not like focusing on stuff up close. There's this weird range you have, but that's kind of normal with all these old cameras. And you see that's macro shot, so I'm literally right up close to the edge of my desk and it's all crisp, but of course I go away and it won't be, so I have to adjust it. And you see the shot's very reddish, so I could adjust the blue tones, like this is it turned all the way, and this is it turned all the way for red, which is ridiculous. So I like adjusting it a little bit to the blue, and then voila. Back here, that gray button is the record button, and this is the record review, which you'll never use in your entire life, because it sucks. It just plays back like 3 seconds of the clip that you previously had. It's not a very good feature. I've taken off the handle to give you a better view of the VCR controls. So up here at the top we could change the date. It will just bring up the date, enable or disable it. Then we could use the select button to select the date. And then, oh my god. And then the set button actually sets the date, so it actually like changes the number and whatever. So I do that. So I pulled up the date. Okay, let's see if this will focus. Yes, it will. Select. You can see it brings up that little white line, and the set button will change the actual number on each interval. The memory button here, so you could reset the memory. I never use the memory. So you see, that'll just tell you where you are in the tape, and you could have different inputs for the memory. VCR tracking, I don't need to explain it. Just basically is the tracking for the VCR. Record play, this is when you're actually recording, so you need to have that turned on. And then if you hit stop, you'll hear it work the tape, cut the slack. And then you could play whatever you had. And let's see, I probably don't have it on anything. Nope, I got it on a toaster. And then of course you have your fast forward and your review. Let's just rewind. And then a pause button, which not a lot of VCRs have pause buttons, especially from the 80s. So keep that in mind, that's a lucky feature. And then of course, the good old-fashioned eject, which is loud. And yeah. Very simple. It's kind of the bare minimum that a camcorder could be, but I mean, come on, it's the first full-sized VHS camcorder, so give it a break. If you want to actually buy an old camcorder, period, like an old VHS camcorder, kind of just keep in mind they're all broken. Like, unless you buy one that was still unused, or this, they're going to be broken. And even these often are broken. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I don't know, just buy more shit from eBay until you lose all your money and you have to go get a job, because that's what happened to me. Goodbye. Who designed this shit? I was trying to get B-roll. Oh my god, that hurt.